What is up, troopers? Welcome to fabulous. Come with me, come with me, come with me. Over here, over here. Las Vegas. So if you tuned in, then you probably haven't been to Las Vegas, or you're just wanting to see what the strip looks like. Today we're gonna take you on a tour from this point, which is the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, as you can see right behind me. Also right here next to McCarran Airport. This is right here where a lot of the planes land, a lot of private jets park, and also there's a few helicopter tours that start and end right here. But we're gonna take you all the way down to the other end of the strip today. It is going to be a long walk. It's gonna be about, on Google Maps it says it's about an hour and a half. It's like 3.7 miles, but we're not gonna be playing any slides. We're gonna be showing you some of the cool buildings, some of the cool features along the strip that maybe you have seen on videos and stuff, or maybe you haven't. Or you haven't even experienced because you haven't been here yet, but I want to show you some of the cool things that I found along the way here in Las Vegas as we walk down the strip. So if you guys got some time, we're gonna take a little stroll about 4 miles from one end to the other end, from here all the way down to Fashion Show Mall, show you all the casinos along the way, and give you some fun facts as well. So let's flip this camera around and show you where we are. Good morning, guys. If I don't get to all your comments, I apologize. I just want to give a bunch of fun information and show you guys around Las Vegas. Welcome Ram, welcome Julie, Crazy Russian, Joyce. Awesome, great to see you guys. Vin, wow, we got a few people in here already. Good to see you all. We just started 2 minutes in and everybody's asking where Tycho is, okay. So Tycho is not with me right now. Tycho is actually in Canada right now. She's working on something a little bit different. I'll be up there next month to see her, and I'm sure we'll do some live videos from over there so you guys can see as well. But here we are, the most famous spot in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas sign. As you see here, tons of people come along to take photos. It's one of the main spots for people to capture their memories here in Las Vegas. There's always a line here, no matter what time of day, no matter where, no matter what the weather is too. It's been a little bit rainy already today, and there's still a ton of people out here. So it's probably gonna rain on us a little bit as we're going down the strip, but we'll be okay. We're protected. I think my phone is waterproof. And I finally got a gimbal too, so that's pretty exciting. I hope you guys, I don't know if I can't show it to you. No, it doesn't turn that way, so. But anyway, let's see if I can figure out the controls on this gimbal so you guys aren't staring at the ground the whole time. There we go. So, as we walk down this direction, I guess the rain has dried up a little bit right now, which is really nice. So, I should stay away from the road so I don't get hit by a car. Yeah, I saw some videos last year at this time. It was snowing on the strip. Lady Murasaki posted a video of that. It was really interesting to see because last year at this time I was in Japan, so I didn't get to experience it, which is kind of good because I'm not a big fan of snow. But in any case, it's cleared up a little bit. It was supposed to be rainy all day today, which was kind of worrisome for me because I had planned this tour a few days ago, and I posted those things on the YouTube community channel part, and I didn't want to let you guys down, for those of you that wanted to tune in to see this. So here we are. So this is if we look over here to the right, this is the Las Vegas Harley-Davidson dealership right here, and then there's the back of the sign. I don't know if you can read it from here. Yeah, it says, drive carefully, come back soon. Hey Ram, thanks for stopping in. I understand if you gotta go, no worries. Thanks for checking in. Make sure to hit that like button before you go. I know you will. Uh-oh, what's going on here? All right. Welcome, Wanamaker. Glad to see you here too. Mambo, nice to see you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday afternoon, or if you're in Japan, Sunday night. Sunday morning. What did you do? The police are already after me. Oh, maybe we can get a shot over here. You can see just back over there. Let me see if I can zoom in. There's the Raiders Stadium. Oh, come on. Right there, that little black area right behind that fine deli. That black area, that's the new Raiders Stadium. I don't know if we're gonna get a better shot of it, but I'll try to find a better shot of it as we're walking down the strip. But it's not bad weather right now. It's a little breezy, and if the video is jumping a little bit, I'm trying to get used to this gimbal. Let me zoom out. Maybe that'll help. Ah, there we go. Okay. Nobody here. Let's go. Yeah, Doug, after watching back a few of my last live streams and also seeing how Tokyo Drew does it, I feel like the gimbal is definitely a necessity for walking and doing these live streams. I think it's easier if you're just sitting at a restaurant, you can set the phone up on something, but if you're walking, you gotta have a gimbal. I took the hint. I saw the video the last couple of live streams and I realized that it was absolutely necessary. So I still haven't got used to all the controls, so maybe it's not gonna be the smoothest shots. It'll be smooth shots, but it's not gonna be smooth pans and tilts yet. But anyway, we're gonna walk down the strip. We're gonna see some of these beautiful casinos. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of people honking at us as we go by because I'm wearing my Ryan Schneider Vlogs t-shirt. See if we can't pick up a few extra subscribers along the way. How many of you guys have been to Las Vegas? I know a few of you actually live here, but how many of you visited Las Vegas other than... Oh, I guess a few of you quite recently, huh? Been there a year ago. Julie's been there a few times. So, as you know, with the landscape of Las Vegas, it's constantly changing. They're constantly renovating, remodeling, adding new features, adding new shows. So they're constantly changing a lot of the scenery and landscape of the Strip, as well as other parts of Las Vegas. But this is obviously the most iconic part of Las Vegas. When everybody comes to Las Vegas, this is what they think of. They think of the Strip. There is a really nice area called Fremont Street, which is downtown, and they've renovated that area quite a bit. A lot of the casinos were really old, and they've really redone them nicely. So you get a good, if you want to go down to downtown, the limits for gambling and some of the stuff is a little bit cheaper. The rooms are a little cheaper, but it's actually been renovated, so it's a lot nicer than it used to be. All right, so over here you're gonna see the Mandalay Convention Center. This is a really huge convention center. They do a lot of stuff over here. And actually a few years ago, I wonder if I can cross real quick. Yeah. All right. A few years ago when I was living here, before I moved to Japan, I was working for an entertainment rigging company, and we did a bunch of rigging here at this the convention center for the Latin Grammys, for some concerts, for actually a Pitbull concert as well. And it's a huge venue. They also have the shark aquarium over here. There's quite a few different features inside there. What's up, man? They, in Mandalay Bay, I think they have the Titanic exhibit. I get Luxor and Mandalay Bay confused because they're right next to each other. Let's go across the street real quick. Yeehaw! So if you look over here, I actually, right there it says Sundance Helicopters. That's where I took Taiko when she was in town, and I took her on a surprise trip over here. We took a helicopter tour of the strip at night. It was beautiful. And we made a vlog about it, so that one I'll list in the description after I finish this live stream as well. But that was a real fun experience too, to take her with me. So this end of the strip, you see there's a lot of land still for sale. I wonder what they're gonna do with all this stuff, because as this area's been growing, you notice they brought the Las Vegas Golden Knights NHL hockey team. They will have the Las Vegas Raiders next year. And they also have a minor league AHL hockey team coming in next year as well. So they're bringing a lot of sports teams here, and a lot of the residential areas are also growing and building up quite big along this, not necessarily along the strip, but into more of the suburbs of Las Vegas. So I'm sure all these open spots that you see where there's acreage for sale, they're gonna maximize that and put some form of money-making business there, whether it's a small casino or a hotel, or this is an old cheap motel, Diamond Inn. This has been here for a long time. And you can tell, it looks like it's been here for quite a while. You remember it by the pink elephant. But it's amazing how still some of these little, you could call them treasures, little motels and businesses have still managed to survive through all the growth that's happened here in Las Vegas too. You're gonna be able to get out of Las Vegas and maybe hike in some of the great areas of Vegas. I have been to Red Rock. Red Rock is a nice hiking area. Just way out that way, more west from here. And I actually went bouldering with a friend of mine who's a rock climber. He took me over there. We did some free climbing and some bouldering. And that was a fun experience, especially with somebody who's an expert like him. But it's beautiful over there too. I don't know that I'll get to do that anytime while I'm here. So I'll be staying in Las Vegas right now until about March 9th. And March 8th or 9th, that's when I'm gonna head over to Dallas and see some family over there. And then at the end of March, I'm gonna go up to Canada and visit Taiko. So here's the rest of the Mandalay Convention Center, right over here. See how big this thing is? It's gigantic. And all in the area in front here is where they would set up a lot of different events. That's where I did some rigging for different events as well. Over here on my right, it's just a giant parking lot. Just a giant empty parking lot. And then again, straight ahead, you can see the Sundance helicopters. That's where I took Taiko. Okay, let's get going. Mama Westman, you said, is it frozen? Am I frozen? No, it's not too cold. My hands are a little numb and I had to put my sweater on for the time being because it is getting a little breezy. But it's usually just the cold breeze that brings the cold weather. It's not so much cold right now, and especially when these clouds move out of the way, the sun is really nice. But it can change about 20 degrees within when the clouds come in and when the wind chill flies in. So wherever you're walking around this time of year in Vegas, I just saw last year it was snowing. It's very important to have, I have pants on and shorts underneath my pants, and I have a jacket with my short sleeve shirt, so I'm ready for anything. But I didn't bring an umbrella, and it has been raining a little bit today. But it's okay, we're gonna make it through. Not afraid of a little water. All right, now we're getting into the first part of some of these hotels. Let's get across here, even though it says don't walk. All right, there's the Mandalay Bay Hotel. The huge parking lot was used for concerts, also had. So yeah, Lady Murasaki, as we come forward, I'll show you guys where that big country music concert was that had that unfortunate shooting a few years ago. But also they do Ninja Warrior. The Ninja Warrior finals are over here too. And that's gonna be in this field coming up over here. Find these little tour centers all along the strip as well. Always trying to sell you discount tickets, different tours, helicopter tours, bus tours. They're everywhere along the strip. Hey, welcome Indigo Rose. This is another old small little casino that's been here for a long time. I don't know why they don't just demolish these buildings. I don't know if it costs more just to demolish it. But the first time I came to Las Vegas was 2010 or 2009. And I remember seeing this, the Laughing Jackalope. And I don't believe it was in business then either. There's some other motel apartments. It's funny, there's a lot of these little motel apartments that you would never even pay attention to as you're driving up and down the strip, because all of these giant hotels and all this beautiful architecture really steals your eye. Even these beautiful palm trees along there. And I don't know if people even notice the beautiful flowers along the median here, all the way down the strip. So you have all these things that distract your eyes, which is another reason why there's a lot of car accidents along the strip here. But yeah, because of all that too, you tend to miss some of these little souvenir shops. Oh, psychic sessions. Never knew that existed either. As I was saying. Oh, here we go. Look up here. We can see if we can look up it. There's one of the Sundance Tour helicopters. So he's probably taking a tour along, showing them the strip. It's a weird route. I think it's probably a pilot in training, because they usually go all the way down the strip here and then loop back on the other side. So it's like a big oval. What do you guys think? You think I should go in and check this place out? If they're psychic, then they'll know that I'm not gonna go in there. All right, here also in front of Mandalay Bay is this beautiful rock formation. They do a lot of weddings out here in the front here too. They have a gazebo right here. Their valet and parking entrance is right here, going through here. And I'm not sure if anybody knows what this is. This has been here for a long time. It looks like they were starting to build something, but I have no clue what it could be, because it doesn't look like a bridge. Maybe it was the structure of a building that they were going to build at one point, but see, there's the bases right here. But it's just two cement towers that are still held up by guy wires. And I don't know why they keep it there. Again, I wonder if that's just another one of those construction things that it's cheaper to keep it up than to knock it down. But that's been there for many years as well, and doesn't seem to have a purpose at this point. How many adult entertainment flyers Ryan will be offered this walk? Yeah, let's take a bet on that. The over/under. I'll put it at 50. How many people think I'm gonna get more than 50 offers for those adult flyers, or under? You know what's funny? The first couple times I used to come here with one of my old roommates in Los Angeles, we used to collect those things and we'd play poker with them. So the first one to get 4 of a kind, or we'd use like blondes, brunettes, and redheads as the different suits, and we try and match up like the best poker hand from one casino to the next. There's nobody here. You can walk, right? Oh shit! People coming! All right. So now across here, there's a skywalk that connects Mandalay and the Luxor. And over there is a lot of cool shops. There's actually a place called Hooters, which is one of my favorite places for happy hour. There's some good happy hour appetizers and good margaritas. And the waiters that we've had the last several times we were there, really nice too. But here's the entrance. You'll see like where they do some of the wedding stuff for Mandalay Bay. And if we look right over here, there's a guy taking a nap, enjoying a Saturday afternoon. And right behind this fence on the other side over here is where the country music concert was. You can see the proximity now as we start to get down the strip, how close a lot of these casinos are. They're gigantic from one to the next, but when you're inside them, they look so big. But from the outside, you just see, hey. From the outside, it looks like they're just stacked right one on top of the next. But if you've ever been here and you've walked up and down the strip, you realize how far everything is and how big these buildings are. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty exhausting. And as you'll see, just for the tour that we're gonna do today, we're gonna walk all the way down the strip from the Welcome to Las Vegas sign down to Fashion Show Mall where the Wynn and Encore is, and Treasure Island. And that's about almost 4 miles. So on Google Maps, it says it's going to be about an hour and a half walk, but we're stopping to see some things along the way. We might take a little longer, but I also have a quicker walk than normal. So here's one of the hop-on, hop-off buses. These are a good way to get around. If you're visiting Vegas for the first time and you don't have a rental car, you can get on these buses and you can get a day pass or you can get a single trip pass. And it's really easy to get around from one place to the next. So you got the Luxor right here. And this Hyper Esports Arena, I haven't seen inside that. I'm not exactly sure what is inside there. If it's just an office building or... That's interesting because I've been inside the Luxor a few times and they have the new Cirque du Soleil show Run, as you see up there. That's the new Cirque du Soleil show that they put here in Vegas. It's like a live action thriller. Oh, it says right there, live action thriller. Julie asked, would you ever consider being in a circus show? I think as anybody who is a circus artist or performer, I think it would be a pretty nice honor to be in a Cirque du Soleil show. There are some people who are very traditional circus that may have a different opinion because of the way that Cirque du Soleil versus traditional circus is, but at the same time, it's a really big company and they have a lot of different benefits to offer that traditional circus doesn't. So it just depends on what your personal goals are as a performer. I would like to work for Cirque. I'm sure it would be a fun experience. Plus they have touring shows as well that some tour week by week, some tour a few months at a time. And so that would be also a pretty cool experience to be able to tour around the world. And I think Cirque is actually the only circus company that I know of that tours the world, like all the different countries. So I may be wrong, but that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Don't Cirque performers rehearse almost non-stop? That's just what I was told. Well, they do have rehearsals, just like most professional jobs. Or professional performing jobs, professional sports teams, they have practices, right? So just like anything where you're using your body or you're using your physical aspects, you need to maintain those skills. So they do have rehearsals. I don't know exactly what the schedules are like because each show probably has a different schedule. But I know that they do. Like for example, the trapeze team at Mystere, they have one practice every week. And I believe it's 2 hours long. And so that's just for them. I'm not exactly sure what all the other acts will perform or practice and what their time schedules are like, but it's definitely, they definitely make sure that everybody has time for practice. Because you got to maintain your skills, of course, if you want to perform and stay at a high level. So yeah, there's their esports arena. And then right across there is Excalibur. Excalibur is obviously, you see it's like a castle theme. They have the Tournament of Kings there, which is like, there's a place in Dallas called Medieval Times. It's also one in Anaheim called Medieval Times, where they have, it's a dinner and show with like the old school jousting, and they have a lot of the medieval games that they'll play while you're eating and watching. So it's a really cool dinner and show for you ladies, or for you guys that might be interested. There's also Thunder from Down Under, which is like the Chippendales of, it's Australian Chippendales. And then over here is the Tropicana we're gonna pass here on the right. This white one right here, this actually used to be the Hooters Hotel, and they just recently changed it over. It's called the Oyo Hotel now. They still have the Hooters restaurant. They still have the Hooters restaurant in it, but they rebranded the name to Oyo, and I'm not sure what that means or what company now runs it, but they redid the entire facade. It used to be all orange and white. Now it's just white. There we are. Do they still have the Australian Bee Gees? You know, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll have a. The good thing is they always have a lot of the advertisements of the different shows in each of the casinos out by the billboards and out in front. So you definitely, if there's certain types of shows that you're looking for, they advertise the heck out of it. And even if you don't see them on the billboards right by the casinos, you'll definitely see these trucks that drive by that have the advertisements on them. They're like driving billboards. And I'm sure we'll see a few of those as well as we're walking down the strip. Also, if you're looking for ways to travel in and around the Las Vegas Strip and you don't have a car, you see here is the monorail. The monorail connects a lot of these MGM properties from one to the other. You see it goes all the way down there to Luxor and to Mandalay Bay. And then it goes all the way, I think it goes all the way down to Heroux, which is a Caesars property. But you can see right there the monorail's passing through, going to one of the stops as well. What is my favorite hotel in Vegas? Ooh, that's a good question, Julie. The very first time I came, I stayed at the Tropicana, and I thought it was really cool, but I mean, it was my first time, so I didn't know what to expect. And I think when I used to come from Los Angeles quite a bit, I would come out here about 2 or 3 weekends every month to practice trapeze with another family that does trapeze called the Flying Tunisianis, who also just recently won the Golden Clown in Monte Carlo, which is like the Super Bowl of circus festivals. In any case, I would come out and train with them, and then me and my roommate would stay here in Las Vegas, on the Strip. But we play a lot of blackjack, roulette, slots, and we build up a lot of players' points. So the two main companies here are Caesars and MGM, and if you get a player's card, the more you play, the more you build up points. They give you freebies like comps and upgrades and meals and show tickets and stuff like that. So if you're here and you plan on coming back a few times, definitely get a player's card from each one of the different casinos, because then you can start building points for those comps. But anyways, back to the question. I think one of the best rooms I stayed in was either at Caesar's Palace. I had an upgrade to a nice suite there. And then one of the most comfortable ones, I think, was that Planet Hollywood. But as far as like the attractions and like, because each casino has its own attractions, it has its own shows, bars, restaurants, and stuff like that. I think for me, it's hard to say, because I was just here last weekend with one of my best friends, and him and I did the roller coaster over here at New York. And I hadn't been on that thing in like 10 years. And they've remodeled it quite a bit. They've remodeled it quite a bit so that it's smoother and a little bit faster. And I like the thrill rides and stuff as well. So that's one of the places here on the strip that has a thrill ride. Obviously, the Stratosphere has all those rides and stuff at the top as well. Oh shoot, I need to go over here. Sorry, I missed a few of the questions, guys. All right, now we're gonna head over to MGM from the Tropicana. So here's the Tropicana, here on my right. How you guys doing?
How you doing, man?
Good.
Want to be a part of that video too?
Yeah? Say
players.
hi to our YouTube family.
Yeah, man. Ohio players in the building, man. Nice to
Ohio,
meet you.
that's what's up. All right, take care, man. My name is Ryan Schneider Vlogs.
Ryan Schneider Vlogs.
Ryan Schneider Vlogs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys are gonna be famous now. Look at that, looking us up. A few more subscribers, woo! All right, so here we go, the Tropicana, and then we got the nice thing is you can walk from one end of the strip to the other end without you going across a lot of crosswalks that are where the cars are. They have a lot of these sky bridges that cross from one to the other. One of the biggest jokes about Vegas is that these things, look, do not enter out of service. These escalators are always out of service. It's funny, I don't understand. It's funny, there was a comedian named Mitch Hedberg, he made a joke about it. The escalators, an escalator can never be out of service. Because if the escalator's broke, it just turns into stairs. So how can it be out of service? Why can't we use the escalator? It's just stairs, right? All right, here we go. Mgm Grand. This is where the Cirque du Soleil show Ka is. And also tonight, if I can get it without the reflection here, the big heavyweight boxing competition, the championship tonight. That's gonna be right here also. So that's gonna be fun. I know my buddy Alex is in town, so him and I are gonna find a place to watch the fight. If any of you guys know where a good place to watch the fight is without a big cover charge, I've still been looking around, still trying to find a few places. Because I know when they have the UFC fights, they have a lot of places with cover charge. And when the fights are actually in, when they're in Las Vegas, they have like a closed circuit rule where they don't air it at the sports books. So I imagine they'll have the same thing with the boxing championship tonight as well. You see this? What is the deal? How can an escalator be out of service? It's just more stairs. I don't get it. I just made that joke a minute ago. I love it. Perfect. But your impression was excellent, man. So if any of you guys know Mitch Hedberg, that was like a spot-on impression. I think this guy actually works here in Las Vegas. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You're a comedian?
Yeah.
What's your name? Hi, I'm Ryan. Nice to meet you. Look at this.
It's 8:30, 10:30 at night. What is this?
This is YouTube Live. Yeah. Say your name again?
Bill Dawes.
Bill Dawes.
D-A-W-E-S.
Okay. Awesome.
Right there at the top. 8:30, 10:30 Left Factory.
There it is. Is it every night or is it just this weekend?
Tonight and Sunday, yeah.
Tonight and Sunday. Okay. So, guys, if you are, if you're in Vegas, or if you're not, go on the website, find this guy Bill Dawes, and wherever he's performing, go see him.
What are you doing here?
Do you do real impressions or just?
No, I love Mitch Hedberg though. I heard you say that. I was like, oh my god, everybody's the escalator.
Oh, pardon. Sorry.
Escalator temporarily stairs. Sorry for
But why is this in Vegas? They're always. Is it just to save electricity? Is it to save money? Why do you think they have?
They want these fat people to get some exercise.
Well.
So then they buy more food, You know?
It's all
Maybe
about
they
making
gamble
money,
more.
right?
Yeah.
Making money and saving money. All right, where are we gonna go, guys?
So how many followers you got? How many subscribers?
Right now we have 6,400. It doesn't show on here, I don't think. We got 20 people watching right now.
Damn.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, man.
Pretty good.
Good for you, dude.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet
Thanks a lot. So, you guys know him, huh? How about that, huh? All right. So as we continue on our journey, see if we can find anybody else that works along the strip here. Who would have known? So here's your casino entrance to the Grand. And then as we carry along, on the other side you're gonna see New York, New York. We're gonna run into a lot of people now because as you are getting into the mix of where all the casinos are concentrated, and especially because it's a Saturday, you're gonna start finding a lot of people. And I forgot what it's almost 3 o'clock. I can imagine there's a few people starting to have some drinks. Why not, you know? So New York, New York, here you go. We have Hershey's Chocolate Factory. We have, of course, the roller coaster. It's shaped like a taxi, New York taxi. And here along the ground too, you see the Las Vegas Walk of Fame. You'll see a lot of the famous performers that used to work here. It's basically like the one in Los Angeles and Hollywood, but for for Las Vegas performers. One of the really cool things that I enjoy about Las Vegas is that each of the casinos has such a different theme that it's like walking from one part of the world to another. And the way that the money they spend to make the architecture, to make the experience when you go into these casinos so unique to that theme is incredible. It really feels very similar. I mean, it's not as authentic, but it feels very similar. You go over to New York, and you go inside, it looks like the streets of New York. You have delis inside there. You have hot dog stands. It's very cool. And of course you have the Statue of Liberty, right? You caught that Wanamaker, huh? There are a lot of people out here that don't have much to do during the days. So as you can see, they just hang out and enjoy the legality of some of the inhalants, let's call them. This is another thing that you'll see all over Las Vegas is these frozen drink bars. If you're into the sugary drinks, this is a good place to waste your money. You can always add extra shots to it, but the drinks are just sugar. It's all sugary. There's not much alcohol in it. So they really get you. That's another one of the little tourist traps here in Las Vegas. Oh. Run, Ryan, run. So now we're going to get into a lot of the congestion, the traffic of all the people. We're going to start to find some characters here. A lot of interesting people who are on vacation that throw responsibility out the window. So I'm going to stop here for a second and show you guys over to the Park MGM, which right behind the Park MGM is where the T-Mobile Arena is. The T-Mobile Arena is where the Vegas Knights play. And that's also where all the UFC fights are when they're in Las Vegas. It's a really beautiful theater and arena. Taiko and I got to go see a hockey game in December when she was here. This used to be the Monte Carlo casino, but they changed it to Park MGM, renovated the inside, and they have this really cool restaurant in front called Italy. And Italy is basically like Italy, but it has all kinds of different food and restaurants and stuff that you can buy for cheeses and meats and souvenirs as well.
And the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Like in India, right? In India,
up here, you have the Hard Rock Cafe, not to be confused with the Hard Rock Casino. Hard Rock Casino is a few blocks east from here, and it's a lot different than this. This is just one of the cafes here on the strip.
And vexed them in his sore displeasure. Since the sun left he be angry, and he passed from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are the humble that put their trust in the Lord.
All right, let's walk. All right, guys. As we pass across the street, this is one of the crosswalks that you do have to cross in front of cars.
He pacified the anger of God by his death.
Don't be bothered distracted by these people.
Who knew no sin, that we might be made.
And once again, we find some more stairs that are escalators that are out of order. How surprising, huh? So these ABC stores, these are also really common here. It's a place where they sell all kinds of souvenirs, and you can get beer and drinks and shot glasses and all kinds of stuff like that as well. But they have quite a few of those. Almost every other casino on the strip. I think it is the same as the ABC stores in Hawaii, actually, you know. I think it's a chain. I think they're in a lot of the places where you see a lot of tourism. Because I've seen them in the malls even here. But if you're looking for some place to get drinks that you don't want to pay for in the casino, my suggestion is the CVS's or the Walgreens. They're still going to be more priced than you would pay at a grocery store, but definitely a lot cheaper than you pay for in a casino. So if you want to take a drink and you want to walk up and down this strip, having a drink like a soda, beer, or water, this is where you want to get it. Walgreens or CVS. So this giant complex here on the left, this is called, well, it used to be called the City Center. I don't know if they call it that anymore, but it's all brand new hotels. Everything in this whole section has been built in the last 10 years. And they are all really nice high-end hotels with casinos in them. Not all of them are casinos. Some of them are actually condos that people own to live in. And some of them are also apartments that rent out. But the majority of them are like the Cosmopolitan here, Aria. Those are casinos that are owned by, well, Cosmo is owned by itself, but Aria is owned by MGM. Nothing can prepare you for the smell of the bus stops. So you have also all your high-end shopping over here as well. Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, Louis Vuitton, Prada, all those high-end stores you're gonna find in this area as well. Over here on the right, we have a lot more of the souvenir shops, beer stores, discount souvenirs. Here, as I was telling you before, you got the tours, the helicopter. They also have dune buggy tours. Vegas. We should also do a count on how many times people yell Vegas as we walk down the strip too. I think it's gonna be a lot higher count if it was at night when people are drinking a little bit more.
I know.
But still. All right, we got to get through here before all this copyright music catches our... There's another one of those Fat Tuesday. That's the same thing I was telling you before with the frozen drinks. Again, with the tours. You'll start to see now in the heart of the Las Vegas Strip a lot of the same type of businesses because they just want to catch people. They're all tourist traps. They try and make it easy for people to experience the different things of Las Vegas, but at the end, if you do a little more research, you can find better prices on a lot of these things. All right, I have to go. All right, Julia, I'm not gonna be spending any money on this trip. I'm just gonna walk up and down the street. I'm gonna try and stay out of the casinos on this stream. Right now, I'm unemployed, so I can't be spending money. I've got to conserve what I have from my savings until I get to my next job. Have a good day, though. Thanks for stopping in. All right. Start to see a lot of these green shops. You see a lot of that now in Vegas since they legalized that. You'll smell a lot of that too, for sure, as you're walking down the strip. Yeah, Lady Mercedes, that's a really good point. Is wherever you're going, especially in these crowds of people are looking for, like the thieves, pickpocketers, they're looking for people like me who aren't really paying attention to their wallet and everything like that. So you want to keep an eye on. I made sure I put my wallet secure before I started this live stream because I knew that when you walk into these crowds of people, you might find some people trying to pickpocket you. So Chris, you said the circus fired you? You don't say. Cirque du Soleil is coming to Sam Houston Raceway here in Houston soon. Yeah, so basically Tycho and I finished our contract in December. We came to Las Vegas to spend the month of December training. We had a 1-month contract in Mexico that we worked at a fair in Guanajuato. And we made some vlogs from over there as well. But since that contract ended, she had another contract already that she started in Canada, and I'm hanging out here until my next job. But I did see, if you're talking about Houston, that means Alegria. The show Alegria is going to be in Houston. They just finished up in Miami, and they're going to be heading down to Houston, which will be a great show for you to see if you get a chance to. When will we see a working escalator? I think if we come about 8 or 9 o'clock at night, then they may turn the escalators on. That's so weird. Every escalator is turned off, or let's call it out of order. So this is a beautiful crosswalk where you can see over to the city center over here, Cosmopolitan. They have over here is the Marquee, where they have a nightclub. And also during the summer, they have a day club with a pool up there. Wanamaker, you want us to go through Twin Peaks? And give you the full Las Vegas experience? There you go. That's for you, Wanamaker.
You gonna be all right? Oh, what? Settle.
Well, the good thing is with all this walking, all these stairs, we don't have to catch our workout today. All right, now we're back on the ground level. continuing on down the strip. I think we're about halfway down now. This right here is no, this is this. What is this street? This is Harmon? Where would you say are the must-eat places in Las Vegas? Ah, good question. So, in Vegas, you have every different type of cuisine. So the good thing is if you have a specific type of taste that you like, or a specific type of food that you want to eat, you can eat almost anything here. Last night, I had a friend who I had done trapeze with about 11 years ago, and they went to see a show in the Palazzo called the Atomic Saloon Show, which is a hilarious show. I would highly recommend any shows to come see in Vegas. See one of the Spiegelworld shows, Absinthe, Atomic Saloon Show, or Opium, which is also over here at Cosmo. But I didn't even know they had a Peruvian restaurant there. So we ate at this Peruvian restaurant called Once. It was very good. So if you're looking to spend money, any place on the strip, you're gonna be able to get good food, but you're gonna pay a premium for it. But again, if you're looking for a different type of cuisine, you can find anything you want here. My suggestion, if you want to save a little bit of money, is do your research and look just a little off the strip, because the prices will drop drastically if you're looking for, say, sushi or pizza or Peruvian. There's a little Vietnam area that has a lot of pho and Vietnam restaurants. They also have a little Japanese area that has a Japanese market and a lot of Japanese restaurants and authentic Japanese as well. Minnie's mom, have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. So one of the places, if you want like a really good, very expensive steak, my favorite place that I used to come as often as I could, but it was so expensive I couldn't come that often, is called Steak. It's in the Paris Hotel. It's a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, and they have one of the best steaks I've had in my entire life. I think it was like $75, which is why you don't go there that often, but it is incredible. So here's Planet Hollywood. Yeah, it still exists. This is more designed towards to cater towards the casual, I guess pop theme type audience, because they have shows like Britney Spears, and right now I think there's Gwen Stefani. So a lot of the shows that they have in this casino are going to be more towards the pop oriented audience. We can see over here the fountains are going off at the Bellagio. The Bellagio fountains, I believe they go off every half hour. Here we go, some more frozen drinks. I'm afraid we're going through all these places with music that the copyright strike is going to hit this video. But who cares? It'll be fun to show you guys along the way regardless. And we'll have some good music as well. So let's see. I need to find a ledge to put this down so I can tie my shoe. Let's go over here. All right. So give me 1 second. All right. So Trevor, you asked, do I miss Japan? There's a lot of things about Japan that I miss, especially because I was living there for so long, and it was such a different culture from what I grew up in the States. So there was a lot of things that stuck with me that it's hard to, you can't re-implement here in America, like standing on one side of the escalator and walking up the other side, and a lot of those things that they do as etiquette that are just part of their culture. There are those things about Japan that I really do miss. Driving is another thing, because the drivers in Japan are super polite. They're super conscientious of the other people on the road. Nobody's speeding, nobody's cutting people off. The honk isn't meant to be a annoyance. It's more of just a warning, which is a very nice change from here. When you hear the honk. All right, over here is the Paris Hotel. You see the Arc de Triomphe, which is another symbol of Paris. Of course, the famous Eiffel Tower. You guys all familiar with that, I'm sure. But also a cool thing is up here, right in that level, there's a restaurant and a pool. The pool area is right up on this deck, but up there is a restaurant and nightclub right there at Paris. So if you go up there to eat, you can get a good view of the strip. And Paris, I think, has some of the best restaurants for people watching. There is one that we used to come to quite often in the morning. It's called Mon Ami Gabi. And we'd sit out in the morning and have a mimosa or a Bloody Mary and just watch people because you're staring across, you get to see the Bellagio fountains here as well. But they have pretty good food. And my favorite thing to do in life is to sit outside and eat. So like all these outside patios, outside restaurants. This is definitely, I think, the best casino for dining al fresco. What did you realize that you missed most about the States when you came back? That's a good question too. I think one of the things I missed the most about coming back to the States is the I guess I would say the pop culture, like the music, the movies, the TV. In Japan, of course, it was hard for me to watch a lot of television because most of it was in Japanese. And the style of TV and style of shows that they make over there is a little different than what I'm familiar with in the States. So when I got back here watching the shows and also the music, because they don't have a lot of popular American songs, only the really popular American songs are the ones that play on the radio there. But other than that, I miss a lot of that pop culture here in America. So here on my right, this is that restaurant I was telling about you, Mon Ami Gabi. You can sit here. They have lamps, so you can enjoy the outside here. And then, of course, right across is the Bellagio, so you can see the fountain show. And like I said, I think it's every half hour. Here's another CVS. It's one of the most popular ones on the strip because it's right here in the middle of everything. But a lot of people will come and again get drinks and chapstick and gum and a lot of those little things that you don't want to pay a premium in the casinos for, so you come to the CVS or the Walgreens. What kind of Chris Hansen? That's a funny question. What kind of shoes do acrobats wear? Hold on one second. Well, I think there's a sponsorship for acrobats with shoe apparel. I actually bought these Nike shoes when I was in Mexico, only because they were like $6. They are pretty comfortable, but I needed another pair of shoes for running, and I thought, well, for $6 I can find out if they're good or not, and it turns out they work. Let's go through here. This is a good, fun little area of Bally's that they've built up over the last 5 years. All these little shops and bars and stuff out here. Again, you're gonna see the frozen drinks. Inside there, souvenir shops. Bally's has really renovated quite a bit over the last several years as well. Bally's used to be one of the lower end casinos for the Caesars properties, but now they've put a lot of money into upgrading, made this whole area right outside with all these shops. So it's fun. Before they had all these shops, see the escalator that's right there in the front? That's actually working. This whole thing used to be just a long walking escalator along here. And there was nothing. There was nothing but plants out here. So they've rebuilt up this entire area with all these shops. Of course, you know, they want to maximize their possible revenue. So they got to put stores. They got to put restaurants. They got to put candy shops. And this is another thing you'll see a lot on the strip, especially in this area, is these tickets. people that are looking to go see shows or for buffets, they call them half-price tickets. In the end, you probably paid about the same because they charge you service fees and stuff. But it's another one of the tourist traps that will get the people that aren't here, haven't done any research or are here for the first time. They see that and they think, oh, half price. So, and they make it. They definitely advertise it as that way. Oh, the work, the escalators. I think we should make a whole vlog just about the escalators here in Las Vegas, huh? Wonder if I could find an escalator repairman here and just do an interview with him and see what's the story behind all that, huh? That would be interesting. 'Cause I think it's one of those people's. Cool thing is with the gimbal, it feels like we're on an escalator, right? All right. This is the new one called the Cromwell. It's not new, but it's one of the newer ones in the Caesars family. Hey, welcome, Morris. You caught us halfway through our trip down the Las Vegas Strip. Hey, Oscar, welcome. ¿Qué pasó, mi gente? Now we walk in and across to the Flamingo. As we get to this side now with the Cromwell, you're gonna start to see a lot of Caesars properties. You have Caesars Palace right here. We just passed the Cromwell. And up on the top floor here, they have Dre's nightclub. If we flip around over here, you're gonna see Flamingo again. And so this part of the strip holds most of the Caesars properties. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream is that this the strip has, the majority of the strip is owned by MGM and Caesars properties. There's one thing you cannot forget when you come to Vegas, the smell of the Flamingo Casino. It has a very unique, distinct smell that you will never forget. So Flamingo is one of the ones in the Caesars family that hasn't been renovated as much as the other ones in the last decade or so. They've upgraded the inside with the games and the slot machines, but the outside really could use a makeover. As you can see, it's really old and faded. I'm sure they replaced the lights so some of the lights work, but it's still just really old and faded. We're gonna take a. He had the same idea. All right, avoid the water trap. So if any of you seen my video from the last time I was in Vegas, right inside this door right here, there is a casino. There's a slot machine that I played about 10 years ago with my dad, and I won $500. So I came back a year and a half ago to play just to see if the machine was there. It was there, and I won $1,200 on the same exact machine. But we're not gonna play today, because we have other things in mind, and Ryan has no money. But it's really, really ironic that the same machine was still there, because most of the time, like every month, they'll rearrange the machines. They'll replace them with newer machines, or they'll relocate the machines just so that people are confused and it keeps them stuck in the casinos longer. That was one of the super ironic things, that 10 years ago, the same machine is in the exact same place. All right, so over here you see Omnia. There's the Caesars Palace. You want to be on the video? All right, good night, Marcus. Thanks for coming by, buddy. So there's the giant Caesar's Palace. This is the Coliseum where Cher will perform and Elton John sometimes. And over here are all the shops. They're called the Forum Shops of the Caesar's Palace. A lot of really high-end shops over there as well. Like the Gucci, like their Louis Vuitton and all that. If I gotta say one place that has the best margaritas on the Strip, it may be cliche, but Margaritaville. Something about their mix that they use here. They don't put very much tequila in it, but their mix is really good. Even Tycho enjoyed the mix. And Tycho's not a drinker. All right, guys, we'll take a little stroll halfway down this part. This is called the Link. This is a real fun area too that's also relatively new. And they built this high roller, which, if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's the biggest Ferris wheel in the world. And then they have these zip lines right overhead too. I don't know if you can see because the clouds and the lighting. But this whole area has all been completely redone. And for anybody that's been to Vegas in the last several years, you're probably wondering why I'm saying this is all redone stuff. Only because the first several times I used to come was back in early 2010, 2009, and none of this stuff was here. And now that I'm back, it's just amazing to see how much it's changed. So we don't have to go all the way down there, but let me see if I can show you above. Right here. Oh, they have it closed down, of course, because of the rain, but this is where the zip line is. You can take the high zip line all the way to the other end where the high roller is. All right, we won't spend too much time here because we got a little bit more ahead on the way down the Strip. This is really cool. This guy does some nice spray paint art. I love this. This is beautiful, the way that they do this. These are all... So, that is some of the artwork they make just with spray paint. It's really beautiful. There's a few places like that on the Strip. And as it was like years ago, they just had those guys that were on the street without the gas mask, without the oxygen mask, without anything around them. They were right there, basically like here on the street with the spray paint, making the art. And now they have it nicely like set aside so that at least the fumes are kind of out of the way of the public, and the guys that's doing it isn't getting high the whole time. Today is National Margarita Day. Is that right? Oh, if that's true, I gotta find a place to get a margarita then, huh? Where are you, Lady Murasaki? Why don't you come down to the Strip and have a margarita with me? Well, I'll tell you what, when we go watch the fight tonight, we will have a margarita. All right, so this is getting towards the end of the Strip. Well, not the end, but the end of the main part of the Strip. Because if you continue this road all the way down, then you're gonna end up in downtown. But there's a space between about where the Wynn and the Encore is and where downtown starts, that there's only a few casinos and hotels along that way. You have Circus, you have the Strat, you have the Sahara. But the main part of it is going to end right around here on the other side of Treasure Island. We'll head over there. As we see Heroux, this is another one of Caesar's property. They have the Carnival Court, which they have the Carnival Court, which is where you see some of the best flair bartending. And flair bartending is where the guys that are pouring the drinks, they do all kinds of juggling with the shakers and the bottles. So So that's a fun thing to see too. And they do it as a show, usually to make more in tips, but it's a really cool show that a lot of the bartenders, they study and they practice a lot. Some of them are better than some of the jugglers I've seen in circus. Raining every day under winter where I live. No snow. It's raining really hard for you, huh? Oh, I hope the clouds aren't coming back over here to the strip. You wanna see? Vegas! So I'll be in Vegas for another couple weeks. Next week I'm going to go to LA and San Diego for a week, but I'll be back and then I'll be here until about March 8th or 9th. And it'll be Dallas. Hey, buddy. Hey. All right, it feels like it's starting to rain a little bit heavier now. As we get closer to the end, the last of the MGM properties is the Mirage. When I lived in Vegas in 2014, I actually worked here. I did valet for the Mirage. It's really cool, and they have a Volcano show right here that goes on at night. It's all lights and pyrotechnics and music. And this goes on, I think, every half hour starting at 6 o'clock. But it is starting to rain, so I might not make it to the end of the strip before I have to finish this live stream. I'm gonna do my best to avoid this rain. Here's one of the smaller casinos here, the Casino Royale here on the strip. If you're learning to play and you want to stay on the strip, they usually have lower minimums at this casino for like craps and blackjack, stuff like that.
Join our club today and start earning player payback rewards. Enrollment is quick and
So as you see over here in the Mirage, they have the Cirque du Soleil show called Love, which is obviously about the Beatles, and it's a beautiful show. They have a lot of good acrobatics, but mostly it's centered around the music of the Beatles. So it's like a 360-degree show of concert because the stage is in the middle and the audience surrounds the stage. They also have Terry Fader, who was on America's Got Talent, who is a ventriloquist. Super funny, super good show. And they also have a lot of headliners. They have a comedian. They have, what else? Oh, music. They used to have Boys II Men quite a bit whenever I was working there. And they'll have headliner musicians. All right, so if you can see straight ahead, that's the fashion show that looks like a space shuttle, or a spaceship. Here we have the Venetian and the Palazzo. And these are two casinos that are kind of on their own. They're not connected to any of the other casinos that are here on the strip. And then Treasure Island. As you see the big sign on Treasure Island over there that says Mystère, that's the only Cirque du Soleil show that has flying trapeze in it. So if any of you are connected to Cirque du Soleil, ask them why they don't have more flying trapeze in their shows. And over here, the other Spiegel World show that I was telling you before, the Atomic Saloon show. That's a really funny show as well. That is here in the Palazzo. Alright, let's go up through here. Let's try and stay out of the rain a little bit. Go to Not Tacos in San Diego. So I'm going to be in San Diego for a couple days only. And I'm mostly going to be in Escondido because that's where the Flying Trapeze School is. That the guys who run the show that hired me in Japan, they have a trapeze school down there, so that's where I'm going to be for a couple days. But also Circus Vargas is going to be performing in San Diego on Thursday night, so we're going to go down there and see that show. It's a really good show. They have an amazing Flying Trapeze act. But I will definitely, well, I got to go back through the chat of this video and write down some of those places, because if they have good tacos there, I'm in. So I don't think there's going to be any gondolas going on today because of the rain. Even the escalators don't work. I think we've seen a common theme here. But yeah, out of service. So this is where the gondolas would be. They come through here. And they actually have canals that go all the way through the casinos as well. This is ridiculous. All the money they have in Vegas and these things don't work. And they make you walk up the stairs in the rain. This is unbelievable. So if you live in San Diego, you should definitely check out Circus Vargas while they're there. I'm not exactly sure where the location, but if you go to Circus Vargas on the website, you'll see where their location is going to be performing. But it is a great show. I would definitely suggest to go see it. And if you happen to go on Thursday night when we're there, come say hi. So another fun fact that Lady Murasaki mentioned, it's true, Mystere was the very first Cirque du Soleil show that they put here in Las Vegas. All right, so trying to stay out of the rain, cutting through the canal shops here at the Venetian. Well, we're gonna come over here, take another spot, take another look at the gondolas, the Mirage. Some beautiful sights over here. You can see a little bit at the top of the Mirage side over there, and then Treasure Island over here on the right. All right, guys, so since it's raining and we're about pretty close to the end of the area that I can show you guys on the strip here, I think I'm gonna have to cut this off and catch an Uber back to my car. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little walkthrough. Thank you guys for joining as well. Hope we see you on the next video. Go be awesome. We'll catch you next time. Later, troopers.